All right. Can you hear me now? Let me know that you can. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Sorry about that. That was so weird. The last few days, it's when I log into StreamYard, it's been flipping over to my phone. I don't know why. All of a sudden, it's been doing that. So, all right. Sorry about that, everybody. Thank you for hanging out through the technical difficulties here that we had. Rotashi, yes. Yay. That's exactly right. So annoying when gosh. Anyways, all right. What I was saying before, we are going to go through some chat GPT stuff. We're going to learn about new construction in our area. We're going to take that. We're going to create some YouTube video scripts, short form video scripts, because, obviously we got ads, we got the PDF guide, we got a lot of great things, but, we want to leverage as many free things as possible. So with that, I dropped this. I'm going to put it in again because we may. Carrie Thompson. Good to see you, woman. Love it when Carrie is in the house. So here's the prompt. Take this prompt. If you want to run it right now in ChatGPT, I don't want to get too distracted from being with me now. I'm going to walk through. It took me 5 minutes to come up with this. So I've got the entire thing laid out. I will give you all the prompts that I did. I'm going to walk you through the scripts. Anybody here doing YouTube videos? Like, 4 to 5 minute videos that you throw up on YouTube? Or if you're doing Carrie, I know you're doing a lot of great videos as well. So we're going to walk through again, YouTube video scripts, short form video scripts. I got an email I'm going to send, and I'm going to walk you through some of the important parts to keep in mind related to this. So take the prompt I just gave you. And again, I'm going to drop it in right now and just replace Placer County with your area. And if you want to put it somewhere, if you want to drop it into ChatGPT right now, again, for me, it took 5 minutes to come up with what it came up with. And so I said, please tell me about real estate new construction projects in Placer County. So that's my location. Include single family homes, condos, buildings, townhomes, and apartments. I just want to know about everything in the beginning. All right. And it came down and it said, did you mean county, not country? Which, yes, it knew that. So that was fine. And it gave me kind of by area. So West Placer. And it's not important to go through each of these individually at this point. I'm just going to give you a summary until we get a little bit further down. Then I did Roseville, told me kind of what was going on. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't, which was kind of nice. Then Rockland. These are all areas in my county. Then Bickford Ranch. All right. Auburn, Granite Bay. Some infill, which is nice. I don't want to just get the big projects. I want to get some of the smaller things. So that was great. All the way from Lake Tahoe, all the way down to where I live. I live in the very western side of the county. Lake Tahoe is on the eastern side of our county. And then it gave me what this means for product type. So single family, the biggest pipeline remains. It gave me some of the names. And then I asked, which one of these currently have homes for sale? So because, later on, I'll get into talking about developments coming down the pipe. So again, take this prompt, drop it somewhere. Your Chat GPT, you could drop it into Chat GPT if you're already running the first prompt, which may or may not have returned anything yet. So this is the second prompt I did. And again, I did this prompt because I want to be able to talk about homes for sale right now. Like I said, later I can get into, there's a new development upcoming. That's fine. But for the beginning of this, if you're just starting, I want to talk about things that are currently for sale. So I said, which one of these currently have homes for sale? And then it went through again. And Heritage. So this is where it starts getting a little bit more, where I start paying attention a little bit more. So Heritage Placer Vineyards it's an active adult 55 plus. Awesome, right? We got downside. In fact, we got our downsizing PDF guide and marketing funnel going live tomorrow. Perfect timing. So it talked a little bit about what's available there. So it was very, very cool. Then it also talked about a community in Roseville, the WRSP Sierra Vista, Creek View, etc. So talk to me a little bit about some of that. And then some other areas. Gave me a little summary table. All right. What you can do next, which I'm not interested in. This is where I start fine tuning it. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to drop it into the chat. Carrie, yeah, you know what? And that's the kind of stuff I've talked about in the past. All right. If you go to, and I should put that in there, if you go to listingstoleads.com/new construction, in fact, let me bring that up real quick, because that is what Carrie just said is part of our, I don't want to talk about, say, basic training, but it would be good for me to bring this over. So again, if you go to listingstoleads.com/new construction, I talk about reaching out to all of the builders in your area, right? And so what I'm doing right now, though, it's a great way to just make sure I'm not missing anything. So I would want to make sure I'm keeping a file. Maybe I've got a YouTube playlist. Maybe I got a playlist on TikTok or Instagram for new construction. And so that way, all of my new construction videos are going into a playlist. Again, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, on Facebook, I'll make sure I tag things as new construction that are new construction. Maybe I say new construction new construction project for my first post about it. But as you see here at this page at our website, again, listingstoleads.com/new construction, I talk about identify new construction projects, gather information, and then talk a little bit about, if you got a blog, and nowadays YouTube channel is a blog type of thing, except it's video versus text. Create evergreen content. So again, a blog post is evergreen. A YouTube video can be evergreen. We'll talk a little bit later in this call about doing the short form videos and the emails to educate our audience and our database about this. And I even talk about, a lot of these developers are awful marketers. They're not good marketers. When you look at photos of new construction, it's usually pretty weak. I mean, they use all of these very blah photos. They're not interesting. All right, they're just not that good at all. And so we've had clients actually go and develop relationships with builders, and they show them the Listings to Leads marketing platform and all the great things that they can do with it on behalf of that builder or developer. And at a minimum, at least get permission to market individual listings to their audience. And that's going to be one of the things that we'll talk about in this call today as well. But again, listingstoleads.com/new construction. Take a look at that a little bit later. But what I did here is in this prompt back in ChatGPT, I gave it a intro prompt, just, making sure that ChatGPT knows what I'm looking for. So I said, you are ChatGPT 5 running the most advanced reasoning mode. Pretend you are a real estate marketing expert, 20 years plus experience. I think I saw that somewhere, and it made sense. And then I said, making sure to include a strong hook. Now, this is important. All right. Now, I've copied it into the chat, so you can just copy and paste this. But let me just explain it, because you may come up with a way to make this even better if you understand what I'm doing here. Making sure to include a strong hook in the intros of each item below, and highlighting available incentives from the builder, along with educating my audience about the project and homes. Also be sure to have people reach out to me as the trusted realtor that works for them, not the builder, or salespeople that work for and represent the builder's interests. So that's important. Otherwise, it's going to give you a script where it's going to be like, yeah, go to the builder, right? Or it's not going to enunciate and educate the difference between working with a real estate agent or working with a builder. Sometimes your audience may think, well, if I go to the builder, I'll get a better deal. That's not necessarily true, because the salespeople at the builder represent the builder. They don't represent the buyers. And we want to make sure that our buyers know that. And we're going to include a few things in here, and you'll see what I'm talking about that really help to, I think, ensure that the people coming across our content are going to go, oh yeah, you know what? It would make a lot more sense to go to Carrie because she's not beholden to this builder. Whereas if I walk into the builder, they're just going to sell me what they got. They're not going to talk to me about different projects and different options. And that's important so that our buyers get the best representation. All right. So going down here, also include that I can give them info and other new developments in the area, incentives offered by the builders, as well as price reduced homes for sale and other homes that may better fit their preferences. So that was exactly what I was just talking about. All right. If all we're going to do is just talk about that one development without adding more information around it, well, a lot of times the people may just go to the builder because they don't realize all the other ways that we represent them, that we can add value to them, that we can make sure not only do they get the best deal, but that they don't fall into something without considering all of the other options that are available. All right. New construction can be a great way to generate leads, to generate engagement from people because of all the incentives. But, a lot of times new construction can be very sterile. It might be in a development that's, just starting. So there's no trees. The landscaping has to be done by the buyer, or it's just very basic. And so a lot of times, new construction can look great when you're maybe in the home, but when you start walking around the community and you realize, oh my God, these trees are going to take 10 years to grow in. Do I want to wait 10 years to have a beautiful, mature neighborhood? So, some people, they don't care, but then others will. So again, did that part. And then I said, please write me a YouTube video script, 5 minutes long, short form video script, 45 to 90 seconds, email to send to my database, for text for social media ads and posts. And then I just drop in one of the projects above. So I just copied and pasted from one of the projects above here, which was the JMC Homes that are marketing move-in single-story homes starting in the low 500s. So I just said, do all of this for me. And then it thought for about 1 minute and 53 seconds. And it came up with our YouTube script. So what I want you to do is take these prompts I gave you, run it in ChatGPT, Grok, whatever program that you are using, and then come up with your own content. So whether you're doing YouTube videos or not, I think it's a great idea to at least look at a script for YouTube. At some point, you're going to want to be doing YouTube, but you can easily do a short form video. You can easily do a Facebook ad, a Facebook post, an email to your database. So let's walk through that because there's some important things in here that can make the difference between you essentially sharing stuff that are going to drive people to the builder or you sharing stuff that's going to drive people to you. And obviously we want people coming to us, not the builder directly. So let's take a look at the video script. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing in detail, but just some of the highlights. So the intro is always important. All right, in any video, the intro is critical. So the YouTube video intro starts off with, want a brand new single-story home in Roseville starting in the low 500s with owned solar included and a limited time incentive that can save you tens of thousands. Let's do our highline at Sierra Vista, and I'll show you how to secure the right home on your terms. So great intro. I never use these things verbatim. I'm always going to put it in my own voice, in my own language, what makes sense for me. Neil, you know what I'll do a little bit later is I will copy those prompts into the mastermind group. So if you can't copy those prompts, I'll put them in the mastermind group after this video is over, after this webinar is over with. All right. Now this next part here is critical. Sorry, this is where we're going to tie them into us and not going to the builder. So I do the hook, then in the intro, hey, this is Scott with XYZ Realty. And I don't work for the builder, I work for you. My job is to protect your interests, compare communities, negotiate the best overall packages, including incentives, rate options, price reduce opportunities, not just what the on-site sales team is offering. I can also help you compare communities throughout the region, as well as look at available homes that are currently on the market that are both price reduced and or may better fit your lifestyle. So while we're using the new build, the new construction as a way to get their attention, to way to get them tied into us, we still want to make sure that we let them know there's a lot of other things that we can do for them aside from just showing them a particular new construction program or community. And then it's just going to go through and it kind of walks some of the highlights. All right, you can do this on your Chat GPT and take a look at it. And so it's just going through, what the project is, where it is, talks about pricing and availability, which are all good stuff. Then we get into some limited time incentives. All right, again, great stuff right there. In fact, let me show you. Here's what I mean about images from builders. So these are just boring images. All right, they're not. And see what I mean about the tree? For some people, yeah, they may not mind that. But for a lot of people, I think if they see this home and then they see a home that's in a mature community, mature neighborhood with a nice big oak or elm or whatever kind of trees you've got in your area that's throwing some nice shade, they may really consider, man, do I want that brand new home that, the home itself, whatever. But the landscaping is just, ugh. It's not where I live is very sunny and you want to have shade. And so to have a tree, and a lot of these new communities also, they got postage size slots. I mean, the backyards are small. And if you got kids, it may not be the best thing in the world. Maybe if you're downsizing and you don't care much about a backyard, maybe that's fine. But I think for a lot of people, it's great to use new construction to get their attention, to get them engaged with you. But again, there's a lot of things about new construction that a lot of people are not going to like. And, and again, in the marketing, and this is where I think the marketing that you can do is a lot better than what they do. Right? Yeah, man. In fact, this isn't too bad. I've seen others that are way worse than that as far as the photos, where the photos are just so generic. It's ridiculous. All right, so coming back into the YouTube script, so then we get into some limited time incentives. All right, that's great. So we're talking about how they're advertising a save $20,000 to $100,000 closeout with all-in pricing. So we're educating our audience, talking about they need to close by September 30th. Promos can vary by home with different lender options. Then we talk about some of the design and livability packages and different things that they offer, which is great. All right, so they're learning some really great things from us. And then we talk about, some different buyer types. And this is where we can start talking about getting some seller leads from this as well. Because now we're mentioning if you're downsizing, you'll love the single family or the single level layout with low maintenance. And if you need to sell your home before you buy, we can talk about how to make sure that you can go through that in the best way possible. And there's some different options that we can talk about to make sure it's a very smooth transition. So you see, again, as a real estate agent, I want to tie in not just, hey, here's some great information about this community, but also how do I fit into this overall activity? Because a lot of people are going to have a home to sell. And then they're going to be wondering, well, how do I sell a home? How do I buy the new home? How do I do the financing, contingencies, all of that great stuff? Do I need to sell first and then buy, or can I buy a home and then sell? So they're going to have a lot of questions that you're going to want to anticipate and help answer. So it just continues. All right, a little bit about the script right there. And then we get back into the how I can help, which I think is critical. Again, I can help you by verifying which homes qualify for which incentives, make sure the fine print is agreeable to you. We can compare Highline against other new communities in the area, such as Inspiration, Centennial, Excelsior, Winding Creek, and others. We can also compare it to established neighborhoods that have a more lived-in feel that you may prefer, with larger, beautiful trees and larger lots. I can also pull a list of price-reduced homes for sale in the area that have quick move-in opportunities, where you may have even more negotiation power from sellers that are motivated to sell to move to the next home. So again, we want to make sure that we are tying in not just sharing information about the new construction community or development, but how we as a real estate agent can service them, all right, so that they make the right decisions and have the best experience possible. Everyone's going to be different, all right, from a first time home buyer to a young couple to a couple with grown kids to a couple with kids maybe in junior high or high school to people that whose kids have moved out. So there's all sorts of buyer types, and we want to make sure that we can address a lot of their concerns that they're going to have when buying. All right. Then we get to the call to action. I'm not big into this whole text, highline, text, whatever. I would just say, just text me at 415-555-1212, or you can DM a comment below and I get you all the information that you want and work with you. And curate a comparison of new developments. So that would be a great thing to offer in the call to action as well. So that's a great YouTube video. Got about a 5-minute video. Record it on your phone, drop it into, if you got a Mac, there's a lot of great programs that you can use. I use Descript. It's an easy program where I can edit out the ums and ahs. I can cut off the beginning of the video where I'm just looking at the camera. I can cut off the end of the video. I can bring in different pieces of the video together. So you could record, you could literally record this in 5 to even 10 clips, which I think makes it a lot easier. Trying to record one long video in one sitting can be a bit much, a bit difficult, really. I like to do shorter clips, and then in Descript or a lot of other these video editing programs, you can just throw them all the clips into one video project, and it will put them all together for you automatically. All right. And Descript. Yeah. Anybody here know Descript? Yes. Descript. Yep. Rotasha, you use that program? Yeah, some of the time I'll do a video on how to use that because it's such an easy program. Or if you got other program, drop it into the chat. Yeah, that's a great program. All right, let's go to the short form video script. Again, super easy. And again, this is something, if you're using TikTok, you can, so in TikTok, in fact, I turned my phone off because I kept the microphone kept trying to go to my phone, so I turned it off. But in TikTok, if you press, for example, 60, and then you can record one line, pause the video, record your second line, pause the video, record the third line, pause the video. I like that better than trying to read a teleprompter. I just hate reading a teleprompter. Just for me, I find that my voice gets different. I feel like I'm reading, even though I'm trying not to. I would much rather just record naturally. But again, even a short form video, sometimes that's only 60 seconds long, you can get into trouble because you start wandering off. Now in TikTok, you can also record, let's say, a 1.5 or 2-minute video where there's some ums and ahs and there's some different things going on that you want to edit out because maybe you went a little bit of astray and you got back on track. The TikTok editor, even though you may not post a lot to TikTok, I love using TikTok because that editor is so easy when I'm doing my short form videos. So I can either in TikTok, I can record and just pause every sentence or every sentence or two to make sure I'm not droning on. Again, or I can just record the whole video, knowing I'm going to make some mistakes, knowing I'm going to say some ums and ahs or some pauses, or even where I just blank for a few seconds. I go, what was I saying? Then you just get back on track. And then again, in the editor, you go edit, split, and then you can easily split that video to take out all the ums and ahs and random stuff that you are talking. Do you like the script over Canva or Apple Movie, iMovie? I think, everyone's going to have a different preference. I like to script. I've learned it. I've had Mac my whole life, well, 20 plus years, and I've never used iMovie. So I don't really know much about iMovie myself. I just know to script, but just make sure you got something. You don't need like Adobe Premiere or these really crazy programs that are expensive and convoluted. You just need, basically what you need is to be able to, and you don't even need to do intros or outros. If you want to, you can, but it's not required. The thing I like about Descript is, like I said, I can throw in either one long video and edit and just take out all of the things I don't want. In fact, let me see here. If I bring up Descript, let me see what I got here. I've got a video. See, minute 17. So for example, here, let me bring up this video. I'll show you here real quickly in Descript. So if I got, so here's Descript. And this video has already been done. So you see how there in the, so in the beginning, I'm just staring at the camera. Well, in Descript, I can just click on that part right there, hit delete. All right, that's deleted. And then I can press play again. Let me, and let's say, it's like, oh my God, I didn't mean to say that part. I can just click in the text and I can highlight what I didn't want to say. And then I can delete it. I can upload multiple video clips to the same thing, to the same project right here. So this is called a project. So I could have 2 or 3 or 4 different videos that I record, upload them all into this project, and then they're just going to run as one nice video, right? Versus 3 to 4 clips. I can add in an intro if I want. I go to elements on the far right. I can add in an element. So this is what I do. I don't know what other people do. To be honest, I've never taken any kind of course using this. I just learned it on my own. So I change that white to a black. And then over here, we've got captions. So I can click on captions. I like the one on the bottom, towards the bottom here. And it's just going to automatically drop in the captions. I change so now if you're watching me and you're going, what the hell is he doing? I didn't learn this in 3 seconds. So I'm just showing you, it's easy once you try it a couple of times. And now I don't like the yellow. I like to do blue. And I'll tell you, the TikTok editor is even easier than this. Right. So anyway, so Descript is a great, easy program for people to use. But again, any program that you have available, it could be iMovie, it could be, God, I know there's a few others. But again, I don't want to you don't need to pay complicated or a lot of money for a complicated program that has all the bells and whistles. For the most part, especially in the beginning, you just don't need it. But regardless, so we got the short form video script. Now here it gave me the script. So it says brand new homes for sale in Roseville in the low 500s with owned solar and a limited time incentives worth up to $100,000 on select homes. Not bad. And then this is Highline at Sierra Vista Gate. So imagine I'm at this place. We're at Highline and Sierra Vista, a gated community with all single story homes between 12 and 1,500 square feet, 3 to 4 beds and 2 to 3 bath with owned solar, and you get Roseville electric rates, which are much cheaper than a lot of the areas around here. So if you're wanting to keep a handle on your electricity bills or your rates, having Roseville Electric is awesome. These are move-in ready homes right now between the 540 to 600,000 or 595, subject to change, obviously. And if you're interested, as a real estate agent, I work for you. I do not work for the builder like the builder salespeople do. I can help make sure that you get the most incentives possible, the best rates possible, but also to compare this community with other brand new communities, along with price reduced homes for sale in the area and homes in established communities, which may better fit your needs. So again, I want to make sure I'm just not yapping about this community, that I'm doing 2 things. One is letting them know that I work for them, unlike the builder salespeople. And two, I'm going to make sure, well, I guess three things. I represent them. I'm going to make sure that they get the best deal possible at this place. But then three, we are going to at least discuss and talk about other properties for sale that are maybe other new construction or resale, right? Resale homes for sale, price reduced or not, doesn't really matter. I would offer price reduced because it gets their attention more. But the end of the day is I want you as a buyer to make the best decision for you based on all of the available data. That's my goal as your representative, essentially as your legal representative. Because once you've got that buyer's agreement signed, you are now their legal representative essentially for buying real estate. And so again, I always want to make sure, when I'm talking about new construction, I will always want to make sure they understand I work for them. I'm going to get them the best deal, right? Two things that the builder salespeople aren't or won't do necessarily. And then three, I'm not beholden to this place. I am beholden to your happiness to make sure that you get the best place possible for you. All right. So we got that out of the way. We did a YouTube video. We did a short form video. We got an email that we can send to our database. And so ChatGPT will normally give you 3 subject lines. I always make sure when I use, so let's say I'm going to use this subject line. Always take that M dash and I either put a period. So after incentives, I would put a period and or not and or a comma. So one of the two. I never use this because people are just going to look at you and go, "Oh, great, more AI produced content." And for some people, they're not going to care. Probably most people don't care, but you're going to get some people that are going to make a comment or kind of look at you sideways. So I always take those. The first thing I do is I take out those M dashes, and then I just make sure it's not filling in fluff. I want to make sure that we're tight, whether it is a video script or an email or a social media post. I want to get rid of a lot of the fluff language and just make sure that we are tight because every word counts, whether it's a word I'm saying or it's a word in an email. Every word counts. I want to make sure, I don't have 5,000 words to get my point across. You want to use as few words as possible to be compelling and engaging, right? And to have a good hook and all of that great stuff. But I don't want to fill up my content with, BS that's just there to, possibly impress them. All right. So in this email, continuing, if a new single story home in Roseville is on your radar, Highline at Sierra Vista just made the short list. Again, I would make sure, yep, that looks good. Pricing currently starts at $539 with several move-in homes posted today in the $540 to $595 range. Why Highline stands out. All right, all single-story floor plans, nice. Owned solar, nice. Plus, again, if you live in our area, you'll know Roseville Electric is a benefit. And if you don't know that, learning about that, again, will just make you as an agent much more valuable to them. Designer packages are included. Okay, that's cool. Then we got limited time only or limited time incentives. JMC is promoting the save $20,000 to $100,000 closeout, all in pricing. If you close by 9:30, terms may vary. Happy to verify which ones qualify and how to combine lender options. So we're getting into the value that I can add to you. And then important, all right, the on-site sales team represents the builder. I represent you, your priorities, protections, and negotiating power. I might reword that a little bit. I might say the on-site sales team represents the builder. I represent you, period or comma, your priorities and, your money. All right. And make sure that you get the best deal possible. Just make it a little bit more colloquial. And again, it's doing that reply highline, which I don't like. I just say, reply back and I can send you today's availability and incentives, a list, get rid of the word curated, a list of other developments that match your wish list, and a list of price reduced homes for sale in Placer County. So you can compare Highline with the best alternatives. I love that. But again, I would get rid of that word curated. Again, that just sounds a bit stuffy. I don't, curated what? So, so again, that just gets into, you know, prompts are great, AI is great, but editing is key. We want to make sure that we are not sounding, first of all, we want to make sure that we edit it to mean what we want it to mean. AI can start throwing in some stuff that you may not really want to communicate. So we're going to edit that out. But again, in addition, we also want to edit it so that it is our voice and that we're very clear on what we're communicating. So use AI, use the prompts I'm giving you, and I'll drop these into the mastermind group a little bit later. But do not let the AI content just go out the door without you spending a little bit of time going through it. And you don't have to be the best editor in the world. You're a real estate professional, so you've got some intelligence. Go through here and again, make sure it's communicating what you want it to communicate in a language that you understand. Because if you don't get it, your audience won't get it. And then make sure it's in it's in our language. It's in the words that we would use. I don't want to come across like I'm some weirdo using words like a curated list of other developments. I would say, just a list of other developments that match your, I might say that match your preferences. All right. So again, I'm just going to edit that lightly. We got a social. In fact, let's do this. Let's take this. I'm going to take that. I'm just going to highlight this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to log into listings to leads. I'm going to go to follow up. Now you can do this in listings to leads. You can do it in your CRM. I'm going to go create email blast. Yeah, personalized list. Yep. Yeah, Irvin. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm going to see a couple of X's there real quick. I'll change that out in a minute. I'm going to paste it in. Now, what I always do, and this is for your CRM as well, when you copy things from other web pages, including ChatGPT, it's a good practice to highlight and find the clear formatting, remove formatting, and hit it. So that way, if there's any invisible code that was on the page, it won't transfer over into your editor. That could be Lofty, it could be Follow Up Boss, it could be Listings to Lead. So this is what I just shared with you right there is a good practice for any kind of copying and pasting from one page into another. So I'm going to take the font and I'm going to just select Verdana. All right, so I got all that set. We're good. So we got hello first name. I'm going to grab one of these. I like that subject line. I'm just going to pop it in there. Move-in ready homes. Move-in ready new homes at, in fact, I might not even say that. I'm going to say move in. I'm going to say new construction homes in Roseville, California from, I'm going to put price. I think price is important and up. All right. So that's what I mean by, hey, take ChatGPT, use it for, some great ideas and options, but make sure, this is your business. So don't let ChatGPT run your business, in a way that's not congruent with what you're already doing or what you want to be doing. So I'm just going to do a little formatting here. I'm going to take out the JC Homes thing. I don't need that right there. So I'm not going to edit the entire email. That'd be a little bit of a boring, but you get the idea here. So I'm just going to go through and edit, and I will make all the edits like what we talked about a little bit earlier. I'm going to take out that curated list. So for example, down here, reply back. I'm just going to reply back, and I'm going to say, we'll send you today's available homes for sale. Be a little bit more clear that today's availability is kind of like, what? I don't, it wasn't really clear. And I know I spelled that wrong, but I just want to give you the ideas here. A list of other new developments that might match. I don't even need this. A list of other new developments that you might like, and a list of price reduced homes for sale. I don't need to put in Placer County. Remember, I said I get rid of the M dash, and I'm going to put a comma. A list of price reduced homes for sale so you can compare. I'm going to get rid of Highline. Like that. So this I wouldn't be in. We might. I'm going to bold a few of the lines. I don't want too much bold. Too much bold becomes hard on the eyes, but I'm going to bold a few of the key things so that their eye is drawn down in the email. And I'm going to bold this one. So why Highline stands out. All right, limited time incentives. I'm going to put an S right there and reply back, and I'll send you. And now we got an easy email. And again, I don't take what ChatGPT or Grok or any of these programs, Gemini, I don't take what they give me verbatim, but I'm going to take it, I'm going to edit it, and then I can send it out to my list. And then with that prompt that we did, I got like 5 to 6 more above. If I go back up, I can swap out that current development that I did, and I can then send that to my database as well. So let's continue going down. And now we got social media ads and posts. So we got Facebook, Instagram, primary text, headlines, descriptions, primary text version 1, version 2. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go into listings to leads. Now I might go take a photo. I'm going to save draft. I'll come back to that later. So you might want to go take a photo of the development. Again, let's take a look at that, the homes here. See how, man, that's the sales office, I guess. But even these homes, look at those tiny little trees. This is not, I mean, if they think this is making their product look good, I don't think it does. It looks so sterile. Look at this. That's the sales office. Sales office? Why do they keep showing me the sales office? Kind of a weird photo. I can only see part of it. That's not bad. That's not a bad photo right there. But I wouldn't even want to take their photos. I would go take my own photo. I mean, look at this. They keep showing me the sales office. That's what I mean. These people do not know how to market. They need your help. They need your help big time. Let's see this one. Okay. But again, that's just that just looks so sterile. That is so sterile. If you went and you did a vertical video using the script above, you did the email, I would at that point take some photos, all right, as well. Again, per what Carrie was talking about, I would introduce myself to the salespeople, ask them if they don't mind if I market this to my audience on social media and to my database. Most of the time, they're going to say yes. Talk to your broker. If they're in the MLS, you may have permission to market them, or they may even say available for marketing. So, always check and know what get proper permissions as needed. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm Albert. I'm talking about where I get permission from them to use their photos. I wouldn't even want to, but yeah, for sure, don't do a right-click save without permission. But regardless, I would probably go take my own photo. And once I got it, check this out. I can go. So there's a couple things you can do. At listingstoleads.com/new construction, you could, again, with proper permission, add the property, the listing, the home to your Listings to Leads account as a standard listing. So I could do ad listing. Now, if it's on the MLS, you might be able to grab it. So do zip code MLS ID and grab the listing. If it's on the MLS, which sometimes they are. If it's not, you may have to go to add manual, which is almost better because that means not a lot of people are going to see it. And I mean, what a lot of people haven't seen it yet. So maybe they're still coming soon, or maybe they are just listed. I might do new construction, right? Give yourself a headline, drop city, street, right? Basic features, add in a property description. Again, I would just use ChatGPT. Give me a property description, go through it, edit it, make sure it's not looking like AI wrote it for you. Click save and add photos, add the photos that you take. Maybe you do a combination of photos that you take with some of the photos that they have, right? Again, I would do, and this is, per Carrie, right? Carrie was talking about, I want to go and I want to meet these people, right? The salespeople. I want to get to know it. I want to tour it. I want to do a blog post. I would like to do some short form videos. So as I'm doing all of this stuff, and I'm talking to the salespeople, I'm going to ask them, or the manager, right? Can I advertise your some of the units to my social media and my database audiences? Actually, the AI introduction that caused the generation. Wait, I'm sorry. Albert says, Scott, can you include the AI script that generated the social media targeted? Yeah. I already put those above, but I know with all the comments, so I will put them into the Facebook Mastermind group right after this call. All right. Builders here say I can take pics, videos, and even hold open houses. Oh, that's awesome. Man, if you can hold open houses, right? Add that to your Listings to Leads account as an open house, and you get the sign-in forms. You got all the different tools, right? I always talk about at your open house, print up a couple of print flyers. You got the sign-in forms. You got all the great things that to market that open house with Listings to Leads. So coming back here, right? Just add it, and then it's going to drop onto your Listings to Leads dashboard. And right now, I mean, a lot of you are in areas where, these builders, they're not doing great. They need help getting these properties sold. So I would think for a lot of you, you're going to have a great opportunity to establish a relationship with these people, show them how you can help them out, right? As great marketers with all the things that we just talked about. Get into the Listings to Leads Mastermind group. If you've got questions on TikTok and how to use TikTok, I will do a video maybe later today where I will bring up my phone onto the screen and I'll record how to use TikTok editor. Because my wife does TikTok. She's a mortgage broker. And she averages over 1,000 views, 100 plus likes, a lot of comments, doing really well. And in the beginning, I'm telling you, you got to learn the program. You got to learn to be comfortable. You got to learn to talk. You got to learn the content. So in the beginning, it's really difficult to get going on these types of platforms. But once you stay with it, she went from doing about a video a week, maybe, like, even though she knew a video a day or more, she's not. So she went from about a video a week, maybe, to 2 to 3 a week, to 4 to 5 a week, to 1 a day, to where now she's trying to be doing between 2 and 3 videos a day, because you just get quicker. The editing becomes easier, the content, and you realize, oh my God, I don't need to overthink this. I just need to have my content buckets. And then once you've got that and you're comfortable, actually, she records inside of her office, inside of the car, walking around from the backyard. All right. She's much more comfortable now just recording all over the place. And that's really the key, is getting more and more comfortable with yourself on video, more and more comfortable with using things like TikTok. And again, whether TikTok is your main platform or not, in my mind, doesn't really matter. I just love TikTok because of the editor. And then I can download that video from TikTok, upload it to Instagram, upload it to YouTube, upload it to Facebook, because I definitely want to make sure I get that on my YouTube channel, and I want to make sure I get that on Facebook, right? In my Facebook business page. I don't want to share it to Facebook. I want to upload that video directly into my Facebook business page so that more of my people are going to see it, because it's just more great content. It's engaging and it's going to get more views versus trying to share it over. How do we send it for the mastermind group? Let me show you here, and then we'll get back to this for a few minutes. Click marketing calendar. This is just the easiest way. Resources. So marketing calendar on the top left, the resources over here is the third tab, and then join group. All right. And then if you're not a member, it'll say like just a couple of questions. So just join the group, easy. Let's go back to the new construction here. So we've got new construction landing pages. You can create landing pages, and we've also got the new construction PDF guide. If I scroll down this page here, right, again, Carrie was talking about this, build relationships, and I'll put this link into the mastermind group as well. Build relationships with builders and developers. I want to be one of those people that knows them by name. I want to be somebody that they like to see, because I want to help generate some leads and at least bring people through their development, hopefully get a couple of deals with them, to the point where step 5, I become a partner with them. Now, if you got Heritage Homes or Lennar, I'm not going to be Lennar's inside salesperson probably, but there might be regional or local builders where they go, my God, you're a great marketer. I see you doing videos. I see you doing ads. I see you doing posts. I see you doing other things. I would love to have you as part of our marketing team. And we've had clients do that. Definitely. I mean, it's so awesome to see that, because now you got great inventory. Whether you're the actual listing agent or you're just a marketing agent, it's still great inventory that you are being associated with that helps attract more buyers to us. Can you add your own PDF to a landing page? Yeah, let me show you. So here, let me go into landing pages. New construction. So you'll see if you go to landing pages, the top row, third one over is new construction. You can also create custom landing pages for, I got tons. I'll show you here in a minute. But if I go to edit, and so I can change the background, image or video, the social media share image, right? What's the image that's going to display when I put it on social media? The styles and color on the page, if I want it different than what my account is. Custom page content. This is where I added the countdown counter. All right. We got different options. You can put a video there. So if I have a video, so maybe you got a video introduction about the development. Now I wouldn't put a full video here, but if you had a video that was like, hi, this is Scott over here at Heritage Homes, and this is a beautiful 30 home development in the Sierra foothills, priced between $540,000 and $590,000. If you'd like more information or to get the available incentives and offers currently available through September 20th, go ahead and leave your name, email, and phone number, and we'll get that over to you right away. And I'm also going to include my PDF guide, how to buy a new home in Placer County. So this is going to get to your question there, Selena. All right, so that video could be you. And then if I go to advanced options, autoresponder, this is where at the bottom where it says attach report, I can either upload a custom PDF or floor plan, rate sheet, incentive sheet. Maybe I got a list of all the new construction developments in my area, or I got a PDF guide, a custom PDF guide that I'd made from Gamma, whatever, right? But I can upload custom or any of the ones that we have. Yes, this is being recorded, and I'll drop it into the mastermind group a little bit later for sure. So Selena, does that answer your question for you? And if I go back to landing pages, Let me type in. You can't do both a video and the counter, unfortunately. But check this out. If I go, let me see here. Let me show you price reduced. I bet a lot. Have any of you guys seen our price reduced? I'm seeing a lot of ads. So if I hit the filter by type, price reduced homes for sale, these three are in all of your accounts. There's three versions: price reduced, steal your dream home; price reduced, select area; price reduced, PDF guide. And for this one, for example, it's all customizable. You can change these locations. What it will do, so Carrie, for you, if you go to this landing page, you're probably going to have, because it takes the city in your profile plus the 4 most recent listings that you've got. Now, as the default, once it was created, we don't change it anymore, but you can. So Carrie, you probably have like Grand Blanc, Fenton, Flint, Holly, right? Wherever you got your listings. So yours will not say what mine do. Yours, for all of you, will have locations based on what is in your profile, and then where did you have listings at when this page was created. And so I'm gonna say I want price reduced in Sacramento, and then on page 2 of the lead form it says send current, past, or all. So I'm gonna say send just the new ones. I'm gonna say send all, and then name, email, and phone number. We got one that offers a PDF guide. Notice there's a video there. Attention Folsom home buyers, don't waste your time searching for your new pool home. I put together a list of price reduced homes for sale to send to you. Do you want a pool? Yes, no, doesn't matter. Boom, bada bing. And I'll show you as we end this call. Well, in fact, I'm sorry, let me go back to new construction, because there's a lot of really cool new construction. Oh, shoot. All right. All right. Let me type in new, see what I come up with. So these are all custom landing pages. So here's one with a little video. Here is one with full screen video in the background. Actually, I've seen a couple of really cool new construction landing pages where the agent is kind of on the side. So you got to know, all right, the lead form is going to be kind of center right. So they will stay mostly center left in the video, and have a really nice, and do a nice intro video as the background on the landing page, or to the left, like what we saw right here. So that, you could do a video like this. You could do a video like this. You could just do an image. Oh, here's another video. Here is an image. Let's see what we got here. Here's another image. Get the free list of massive buyer incentives available for San Antonio new construction. Get the free list available. I would like more information on buyer incentives, down payment options, new construction in San Antonio. I want all of this. And that's just kind of nice, because that way it ties the lead into the follow-up and engagement better, because now they know, man, I'm going to find out buyer incentives, down payment options, and new construction in the San Antonio area. And so you can do all of these are all listings to leads landing pages. Where did that video, that just came from the builder. That's one of the cool things that most people don't know is when it's on YouTube, so it's just the YouTube link. Here, let me show you. If I go here, which one? So this one had it. So if I go to edit, background, I'm sorry, custom page content. So custom page content, I selected video, and then I just dropped in the YouTube link right there. right? Because the YouTube videos are all shareable, right? There's a little, if you go to YouTube, you'll see you can copy embed code, you can, copy the share link, all right? So again, you can use it either to the left of the lead form, as a background. And and I would still share it with them and let them know, right? And if you want to, maybe ask for permission just to be nice. I don't think that you need it. Maybe ask your broker if you do, but I don't think so, because with YouTube, like I said, it's specifically, they got share links. They've got the share embed code. But I would share it with them so they know who I am. I want them to, over time, get to know me and know that I'm an agent in the local area that's really helping them market their home. And, yeah. So anyways, okay, that was our, yes. Yep. I do not have access to Listings to Leads mastermind group is for our clients. So if you're not a Listings to Leads client, you need to be a client first, and then you can get access. Yeah. Yeah, Jody, I mean, you can call our support team. They can kind of, get you started, but they're not going to help you with like what's a great call to action or this or that. What I would do, like if you go to create landing page, what time is it? 12:05. Right. In 5 minutes, I'll walk you through the basics of a landing page, because I mean, our support team can't help you out with what's a call to action and the autoresponder, right? That's not really what they do. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to create landing page buyer or custom landing page. Someone give me a name of a landing page that we should do. So Alice, Jody, Carrie, anybody, Selena, right? Wow, we got quite a few people on the call still. So somebody give me an idea for a landing page. If it's new construction, give me a name of a development. All right, somebody, let's go. Downsizing guy. Not I want to do buyer. Well, no, I want to do a buyer. Yeah, we got a downsizing landing page coming tomorrow in Dayton, Ohio. Okay. So I'll say new construction in Dayton. I don't put Ohio because everybody that's going to see this will be in Ohio. So I'm just going to do Dayton. Now, I guess, if I'm attracting people from out of state, I guess maybe I might do Ohio, but I typically just like to say Dayton, because then I got comma, capital O, capital H. It just kind of makes it look a little, starts making it look a little, I don't want to say sloppy, but not as clean as it could be. All right, let's let this go for a few seconds here. There we go. And all of these editors work basically the same. So it's going to drop us off here. Now I'm going to say open editor. And background, I'm going to change the image. So I've already got a few images that I can use. Let me see my files. There we go. All right, so that's a background image. And again, that could have been a video. I can click video, upload video, or select a video. Here, I'll show you. Just so you can get a feel for it. So I got the video in the background, under background, right? Image, video, or solid color. I'm going to leave it as image. I'm going to skip social media share image for the moment. Styles and color. I'm just going to change that button to green and make it solid. I can go all the way light or dark with that slider. I'm going to go dark and hit preview. Custom page content. I'm going to leave that as blank for the moment. Go to form fields. So this was where I would say something like, get a free list of incentives for new construction in Dayton. And I'm going to say save tens of, I don't think I'm phrasing this properly, but you'll get the idea. Save tens of thousands with currently available incentives from various new developments in the area. I'm going to say bonus, get my free how to buy new and I'm going to hit preview again. Of course, make sure you spell all the words correctly. There is I don't like that dangling word. So I'm going to come over here. First of all, I'll just spell developments properly. Developments. I'm going to save tens of thousands of currently available incentives from various. I'm going to use I'm just going to do like that. Just so I don't like dangling words. So it's going to just make that sentence a little bit more balanced. And then I'm going to show you how to do that drop down on the first page, which I love because what it does is it just makes people a little bit more tied into the results because now they've had a little bit more engagement with the landing page and there's more information beyond, right? They got choices. And now that they've made a choice, following up with them will be a little bit easier. So I'll give it a second here and then I'm going to show you how to take this to the next level. So let's just give it a few seconds here. Yeah, actually, this one right here is something I created from ChatGPT. But otherwise, yeah, it's like Unsplash or something. But this is literally a ChatGPT image that I made. So I'm still in the editor here. And at the bottom, there's this button that says add new field. If I click it, a little pop-up, custom name, so go custom, type. So I'm going to do checkboxes. You get different options. Field name. And I'm going to say, what is your price range? This is just as an example so that you can take this later or lower. And I'm going to say 500 to 750. And let's do one more. You get the idea, right? I'm not sitting here creating a landing page that we're going to use. I'm just doing this so you get the idea of how they work. I'll say 1 million plus. I'll make it required. Hit add. And, oh, you know what? I don't like that. I'm sorry. I want to do a drop down. Let's click edit. Checkboxes to drop down. And it looks like I lost 741, comma, or 000, sorry, 2, 1, add. There we go. Save. What is your price range? Boom. Much better. And then again, we got the autoresponder under advanced options. This could have been a video. Then we got the Facebook ad. We got all the tools available under marketing tools. But there's so many cool things that you can do with this. So here's the view. Now get a free list of incentives for new construction in Dayton. Save tens of thousands. I got a couple of options here, what my price range is. And then the last thing here I'll show you before I let everybody go is, again, if I go to advanced options in the autoresponder, here's where I can include that PDF guide for new construction. So I think there's a search, but I'm not seeing it. See how to buy HO. Anybody see how to buy? How to get these all of these are different. Relocation guide. I'll just do this one. You get the idea. And then it's going to put that guide right in there. So they literally in the autoresponder click the image and then they can download the guide right there. So it's really, really cool. And what's also really cool is when they download the guide, you'll get another lead notification email letting you know, hey, you generated a lead, but also that lead downloaded your guide. So you're going to know not only did you get a lead, but they downloaded the guide, which is just more engagement for you for follow-up. All right. So take that, have some fun with it. Any other questions before I let you go? Definitely get into the mastermind group. I love having conversations around new construction. You can drop in a landing page, you can drop a script in, you can drop in an idea, drop in a question. I will put a link to my basic new construction landing page as well as those chat GPT prompts in about 10 minutes. So get over to the mastermind group if you want those prompts. I will put them there in a little bit and we'll go from there. All right. Everybody good to go? Let me know. Thank you for hanging out with us. And go out and get some business. Make some relationships with these people. All right. Anything else? We good? Yes, I'll put the replay in the mastermind group as well. That'll take I'll put a link to the replay here as well. All right. Everybody have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.